Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namami buddham gunasagarantam santa sada huntu sukhi avera kayo jinguncho sakalo dugando Gacchante sabbe maranang ahancha. Homage to the Exalted One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Ekadasahi bhikkave angehi samannagato gopalako Abambo ganam pariharitun phati kattunti. Dear friends in Dhamma, here today our Tuesday Dhamma discussion. Here we are going to discuss one of the main discourses, Mahagopalaka Sutta. The longer discourse on the cowherd, which comes in Majjhima Nikaya, in Mula Pannasaka. Gopalaka means, cowherd or cowboy. Gopalaka, he who controls cows, the herd of cow. That is the meaning. Before we start this discourse, I would like to explain the gradual path in Buddhism, because we have a kid here. Therefore, it is very important to understand the order of Buddhist teachings. As we mentioned, usually Buddhism is like, the ocean. Ocean gradually deepens. Everyone can go to some way to the ocean. Like that, if we are wise, if we know what Buddhism is, that we can practice something according to our wisdom, courage and dedication. In the very first level, there are a lot of doctrines that we can see in Buddhism, what we practice to succeed in this immediate life. We always discuss it. That is very first level. How do we succeed in this immediate life? According to some discourses such as Singhala Sutta, Vyaggapadya Sutta, we can understand what are the teachings, what are the qualities that we should practice to succeed in this life. All of them can be included into 4 or 5. Sometimes we discuss there are 4 things. They are education, then economy, good health, and morality or moral life. The other thing is, now we add another thing, Mr. Pranando. Can you guess? Usually we discuss these 4 things to succeed in this life. I am going to add another thing. Can you guess what I am going to say? In the very primary level, when we are going to succeed this immediate life?
Wisdom.
No. Wisdom also we can get, but there are another thing that we can see in Buddhist doctrines, Buddhist discourses. That is good friendship. The reason is we usually do very secret things with our friends, whether it is good or bad. And that is why friendship decides where we are going to, what we do. That is why sometimes when we see someone's friends, we can guess who that person is. With these four things, good association also very important. If we want to be successful in this immediate life, we have to go forward in these 5 areas: education, economy, health, morality, and good friendship. Especially in Discourse of Singala, Buddha has explained a lot of things, how we succeed in these 5 areas. And especially, Buddha emphasizes the importance of having a good education. Not only we should go forward in subjects, but it's very important to learn some languages too. Not only verbal languages, we should be fluent in sign language too. That is very important. Next, according to our education, we have to earn wealth, money, as much as we can. Buddhism hasn't given some limits. We can earn a lot of money, but Buddhism has explained a discipline. What is that? Dhammikehi dhammaladdehi. We should earn money righteously. That is the limit in Buddhism. If we earn money righteously, we can earn anything. Especially with the practicing of 5 precepts, we can earn a lot of things. Not only that, we should have good health. Not only physical health, we should have mental health too. That is why Buddha emphasizes, let's live without mental illnesses among the people, those who are mentally ill. That is one of the successes in our life. Let's live happily without mental illnesses among the people, those who are mentally ill. That is one of the skills in our life. Next, Buddha says it is very important to live, it is very important to spend a moral life. Even though we were born alone, even though we will die alone, we have to live a lot of people in this society. We should have to live successfully and with respect. That is why we need a good discipline in our speech and behavior, moral discipline. That is why Buddha always emphasizes the importance of practicing 5 precepts. He who practices 5 precepts gives fearlessness to the world. Fearlessness. And hatelessness. Baya vaira deka denne naha ho. If someone practices 5 precepts, he gives the fearlessness and no anger to the society. That is a very special quality. And next one, good association. When we go forward with good qualities, we meet good friends. In the current society, we are so fortunate. We can associate with many friends even though we can't meet them face to face because of new technology. We can find good friends throughout your friend. Who is the friend? Yes, sometimes I think Mr. Paul doesn't like it, Google. Through the Google, we can find some friends. We should be wise to find, the correct friends. However, these five things are very important in the primary level. Secondly, Buddha has explained the importance of practicing 3 meritorious deeds. That is a very special topic in Buddhism. Sometimes it is common. People who are Buddhist, they always listening to the importance of practicing 3 meritorious deeds. Actually, we can go to the deeper level in 3 meritorious deeds. What are the 3 meritorious deeds that Buddha has explained? Yes, dana, sila, and bhavana. Dana means practicing generosity, offering something to others kindly and wisely. If we give some things to someone, that is not sometimes a good donation. Generosity. We should offer something to others kindly and wisely. That is very important. Next one, sila or discipline. Third one is bhavana. In the primary level, we can give some very little food to some ants. That is the very first level, generosity. Sila also like that. First, we can overcome killing beings in the first level. Bhavana also, if we can keep our attention in the present moment, thinking, breathing in and out, that is the very first level meditation technique. Little by little we can go to the deeper level. Dana also like that. Little by little we go to the deeper level. If a mom can, donate her only son to the dispensation of the Buddha, if she likes to give his only son to become a monk, that is the highest donation. It is not easy to do. Finally, the highest dana is, according to Buddhism, that giving Dhamma. Sabbadanan Dhammadanan jinati. The gift of Dhamma excels all other gifts. That is the way how we are going to the deeper level little by little. Okay? The next one, sila. We start sila abstaining from killing lives. Finally, little by little we can go to the deeper level. Secondly, we practice 5 precepts, 8 precepts, and 10 precepts, become a monk, high ordination, and finally, Buddha emphasizes the importance of dittincha anupagamma silava dassanena sampanno. Without going to extremes, if someone can practice virtue, that is the highest level in virtue or morality. With the understanding of the Four Noble Truths, if we can practice discipline or virtue, that is the highest purpose of Buddhist doctrines. Without going to extremes. What are the extremes? Buddha says, if someone sees the arising of 5 aggregates, he never goes to the extreme of nothing something. There isn't something. If someone sees the cessation of 5 aggregates, he never goes to the extreme of there is something. If someone says there is something, that is an extreme. If someone says there isn't something, that is an extreme. But always explains the path without going to these extremes. That is the thing Buddha has Majjhima Patipada, middle path. Here Bhavana also like that. In the mundane level, the highest meditation technique in mundane level, in Sammuti Satya, practicing loving kindness. Buddha says, if someone can practice loving kindness always, that is the highest meritorious deed in the mundane level that someone can acquire. Thinking, may all beings be well, happy and peaceful. As the result of practicing loving kindness, when he sees someone, when he meets someone, when he thinks someone, when he remembers someone, when he hears someone, he thinks that person like his or her only son or daughter. That is the highest attitude of the result of practicing loving kindness. Not only that, we used to loving kindness meditation as a concentration meditation technique. We use loving kindness meditation as a concentration meditation technique. That is why it is said in Metta Sutta, Mettanisansa Sutta, Tuvatan Chittan Samadhyati. When someone practices loving kindness, suddenly his mind is concentrated. His mind is going to concentrate very soon. Yes. He can keep his attention in a present moment very quickly, because he doesn't go to past and future. Suddenly he can keep his attention in the present moment with loving kindness. That is the purpose of loving kindness in the mundane level in meditation. Secondly, in the supramundane level, the highest quality of practicing meditation is that vipassana bhavana or insight meditation, reflecting on impermanence, which happens to our body and mind. Always our body changes, mind also changes. Body arises at the moment with some conditions, mind also arises at the moment with the conditions. Both of them cease immediately. If we can keep our attention in this reality, at the moment we have overcome all sufferings, such as the suffering of aging, the suffering of sickness, the suffering of death, the suffering of separation, the suffering of rebirth. That is the final purpose of practicing Buddhist meditation in the supramundane level. Here today we added something to our skeleton. Okay? Now we are going to discuss our topic that we have given here. Mahagopalaka Sutta, the longer discourse on the cowherd. Here, Buddha explains some factors or qualities of a cowherd who maintains a herd of cows and a herd of cattle. First of all, Buddha explains the negative qualities of a cowherd. The nature of bad cowherd, Buddha first explains. There are 11 qualities, 11 factors that a cowherd has, which they are. He doesn't know the form of the herd of cattle. Na rupang janati, na rupanyo hoti. The unsuccessful cowherd hasn't an idea what are the colors of cows that he controls. That is the first negative quality that person has. Buddha has given these factors to compare with a disciple, mendicant. First of all, Buddha gives us some factors of an unsuccessful cowherd. Then Buddha compares these qualities to a disciple or mendicant or meditator. Next one, na lakkana kusalo hoti. He is unskilled in characteristics of cows and bulls. He doesn't know the characteristics or qualities of cows or the herd of cattle. Next, he doesn't pick out flies, eggs from cows. He is not successful. He is a failure to pick out flies, eggs. Next, Buddha says that cowherd doesn't dress wounds of cows. He is unsuccessful. He can't maintain a successful cow, a herd of cattle. And also he is unable to expand his cattle because of these weaknesses. Fifth one, he doesn't smoke out pets of cows. And also he doesn't know the fort that cows go down, where the cows drink water. And also he doesn't know satisfaction of cows and himself. He has no idea how he can be satisfied, and also he can satisfy cows. Next, he doesn't know the trail that cows should go. Trail means the paths, streets. Next, Buddha says that cowherd is not skilled in grasslands, where cows eat. Next one, he does milk dry. He milks dry. He doesn't save milk to the kids of cows, like present cowherds. And finally, he doesn't show extra respect to the bulls who are fathers and leaders of the herd. These are the factors, these are the negative qualities of an unsuccessful cowherd. Buddha has given these factors to compare with an unsuccessful disciple or mendicant or meditator. Then Buddha says, when a disciple is unsuccessful, he also has these same things, same factors. What they are? He doesn't know form. What is the form that disciple doesn't know? He doesn't know the nature of this form, how this form is made. What are the things that this body is made in? He has no idea the nature of our physical body, form. It is not a very easy thing according to Buddhism. First, Buddha has explained 4 fundamental elements Then again Buddha has explained 24 other forms. Those are very important. It is not easy. Sometimes you may think that scientists have discovered the nature of forms. When they divide some atoms, you think that they are successful. Actually, when we learn the information that Buddha has given about form, actually this is a very complex thing. These things in form arise at the moment, according to our present mind, present mental condition. Every moment this physical body changes. And next, Buddha says that disciple is unskilled in characteristics. What are the characteristics? People usually guess or understand some people according to their education, their complexion, their behavior, and their words. They understand some people. But in Buddhism, we recognize people not only with their behavior, but their attention, their volitional actions. Sometimes someone can laugh or smile with someone, but he may cheat someone. He is not honest. And we always recognize a person not only with his actions but his mental situation. As a successful disciple, when he is going to recognize a person, he should know these things. Not only he should understand other people, he should recognize himself too. Then he is very honest. What he say, what he practice. That's the thing. Next one, he doesn't pick out flies' eggs. What does that mean? It means the disciple doesn't remove his sensual, malicious and cruel thoughts from his mind. He is unsuccessful in this dispensation of the Buddha. It is like flies' eggs, which arise in our mind, negative thoughts. Next, Buddha says, a disciple doesn't dress wounds. What is that? What is that? It means after he experienced something with his senses, it doesn't remain something. It means when we experience something through our senses, if we have some negative or unwholesome emotions, we remain those things in our mind. Then defilements arise in our mind. It doesn't mean that we should forget everything that we experience. We can remember anything, but we should be wise to understand whatever we think which happened in the past, now I read my mind. Then we don't catch something which remained.
Meaning no attachment.
Yes. Not only attachment, but with ignorance. For example, when we see a very beautiful person, we get some colors or some behaviors of his. Then lust arises in our mind. When someone has a misbehavior, we get those misbehaviors. For example, when I describe this discourse, if you don't agree something which I say, then someone gets only that thing in this sermon. Finally, when he remembers that thing, he gets it, as a defilement. That is it is said here.
So you are basically not emotions to them, negative.
Yes, we can say emotions. With emotions, actually everything happens because of ignorance. Because we don't know that has ceased already. Next, the disciple doesn't smoke out pets. What is the smoking out pets? It is very important that not only we learn something in Buddhism, but we should teach it others too. When you learn something here, when you meet someone who is ready to listen to what you say, you should explain that things to that person, what you learned here. That is also very important. That is why Buddha says, explaining Dhamma to someone is also one of the entrances of liberation, vimuttayatana, Dhamma desana. When you meet a person, if that person is ready to listen to you, you should not tell him Buddhism, but as good qualities, you can explain these things to that person. Practicing the benefits of practicing loving kindness, the importance of practicing mindfulness, reflecting on impermanence, those things can be explained to that person. If you are wise, if you are kind, if you have a chance. That is why Buddha says in Mangala Sutta, Kalena Dhamma Sakaccha Etam Mangalamuttamam. Discussing Dhamma on the proper time is a supreme blessing. When you explain to someone what you learned here, it is one of the ways that you can improve your knowledge and understanding. That is the way how we smoke out pets, comparing the cowherd. Next, Buddha says, if a disciple doesn't know the fault, what is the fault in Buddhism? Fault or path? The Noble Eightfold Path. Fault means where we should get down. What is that? Fault. What is the fault? F-O-R-D. F-O-R-D, fault. Fault means titta. Titta means, when we go down to water, some boats and ships come. And fourth means, when we bring some cows go down somewhere which is water. Where is the place? Ford in Buddhism, Titta. Ford. Titta in Pali language. Titta means where cows get into the water. And we should be knowledgeable where the cows go down for water. Like that, the mendicant, the meditator, the disciple should know what he should know. What he should know. He should know how to practice Dhamma, and it comes in page number 5. You can see it. When he knows the Dhamma, he knows the persons who explain this Dhamma. From time to time, disciples goes up to those mendicants who are very learned and knowledgeable. We meet some people who have practiced more than we practice, who are more knowledgeable than we are. From time to time, we should go them, and we should discuss with them. That is also one of the qualities that a successful disciple should have. If someone doesn't recognize those people, he is unsuccessful disciple. Next, Buddha says, he who doesn't know satisfaction. Satisfaction means when he practices Dhamma, when he learns Dhamma, he should joy, he should enjoy, he should be satisfied with what he learned, what he practiced. That is also very important. Not only after he get the results, but while he is learning, while he is practicing, he should be happy, he should be satisfied. That is why Buddha says, we should go on this path being happy. That is also very important. When we practice 5 precepts, when we practice generosity, when we practice concentration meditation, we are satisfied, we enjoy with this, we are happy. That is the meaning of satisfaction. If someone doesn't enjoy with learning and practicing this message, he is unsuccessful. Next, Buddha says, he who doesn't know the trail or path, he is also an unsuccessful person. Trail, street or path. Like that. If a disciple doesn't know the path, what he should go on, where he should go on, he is unsuccessful. What is the trail in Buddhism? Yes, the Noble Eightfold Path. If a cowherd doesn't know the trail where he should go with cows, he is unsuccessful. Likewise, a disciple doesn't know the path of liberation, he is a failure. He is unsuccessful. Next, Buddha says, if someone doesn't know grasslands or pastures, he is unsuccessful. Like that, if a disciple doesn't know the field where he should live in, he is also unsuccessful. Disciple, mendicant, he is unsuccessful. What is the field? What is the pastures? What is the grassland in Buddhism? The Four Noble Truths. The Fourfold Mindfulness. The fourfold mindfulness is the grassland according to the Supreme Buddha explained. As a successful disciple of the Buddha should know the passage, the field where he should be in. Buddha says, this is the refuge field that we can live in. Whenever we are in mindfulness, that is the safety place that we can live. Next, Buddha says, if someone milks dry that person, that cowherd is unsuccessful. Likewise, a disciple, that's a very good idea. If a person, when a mendicant is invited by a householder to accept robes or clothes, food, lodgings, medicines, and supplies for the sick, and that mendicant doesn't know moderation in accepting, that is how a mendicant will try. Would always advise us to be a, honeybee. Honeybee doesn't disturb the flower, even though he gets some honey. Like that. Not only Buddha explained this message to monks, but for you too. Even as a lay person, when you go on this path, you should have few needs. Then you are very easy to support. That is also very important. In Metta Sutta, Karani Metta Sutta, that is why it is said, what is that? Subharocha. Subhara means it is very easy to support. That is also a quality. If a cowherd milks dry without remaining something for kids of cows, he is unsuccessful. Like that, a disciple if he gets everything that others have, he also is unsuccessful in the dispensation of the Buddha. This is a very good thing that Buddha has pointed out. The next one, not showing extra respect to senior mendicants. If a cowherd doesn't respect senior bulls, he is unsuccessful. Likewise, a disciple, mendicant, doesn't respect elders in this dispensation, he is also unsuccessful. When he lives as a monk or as a lay person who practices Dhamma, always he should practice elders who has more knowledge and experiences. Then he can get some results, some benefits from those elders. And here Buddha says, if someone has these negative qualities, he is unsuccessful in this dispensation. Likewise, on the other side, Buddha has explained how a successful person can go on this path with these positive qualities. Here Buddha says, first of all, the disciple should know the nature of forms. How our physical body is made. What are the things that consist with our physical body? 4 fundamental elements and 24 other forms. Everything is here, but the very special thing, according to scientists, they may think that everything can be tested by anyone in the same way. But according to Buddhism, these things change every moment according to our present mental condition. Now you are happy. Your body is so calm and quiet. When someone comes here who has blamed you a lot, suddenly your physical body changes. According to our present mental conditions, every moment our physical body changes. These 28 forms change from moment to moment according to our ignorance, attachment, karmic energy and other things. Buddha says, if someone can realize these forms completely, he is able to attain anagami, the third step of liberation. This is not a very simple topic in Buddhism. You are always going to understand mind. But the thing is, before you are going to understand mind in Buddhism, first you should understand what form is.
Can you repeat the last 3 sentences?
Sorry?
Can you repeat the last 3 sentences?
Yes.
That may not be easy.
Yes. You always going to understand mind in Buddhism. But I think before you are going to understand mind, first of all, you should understand what form is. What is the nature of form? Buddha says, if someone can realize form completely, he is able to achieve anagami, the third level of liberation. Therefore, understanding form is a very huge teaching in Buddhism. Highest thing, it is a very huge thing in Buddhism. It is not easy. It is a very huge and complex topic in Buddhism, understanding forms. That is very important. If someone can realize form completely, he never come back to the human world. Not only he doesn't come back to the human world, he never go back to the even heavenly realm, 6 devas. He definitely goes to the Brahma realm as the result of realizing forms. He never come back to the Kamaloka, the sensual world. Not only Arupavachara, Rupavachara Brahmaloka. Mm-hmm.
But then that has form.
Hmm?
That will have form.
He has already forms, but he doesn't need to get food. He lives with his spiritual energy.
What's the question?
Sometimes he can go to other realms, Arupavachara, Brahma realms too. But at least he can go to the Brahma realm. Rupavachara Brahma realm with forms. However, he never comes back to the lower realms because of this understanding. He has no any attachment with forms. He doesn't depend on even food.
So he will be a non-returner.
Yes, non-returner to the sensual world.
So it's these 28.
Yes, 28 forms. Little by little later we can discuss. This is only a very, surface understanding. But it is a very huge topic in Buddhism. One by one we can explain. In the primary level I can say you something. There are 6 internal senses and 6 external objects too. Eye, ear, eye forms, ear, sounds, nose, smell, tongue, taste, body, feelings, mind and mental formations. Among these 12 things, how many things can you see? You can see only one thing. You are unable to see your eye, your ear, your nose, your tongue, even your body. Be sure, if you are confident in Buddha's words, you can never see your body. You see only forms. This is only a form. Our physical body lives when I have experience like that. Both of them cannot be seen. You can see my forms, but you are unable to see my body. Body is alive when I have some feelings like this. When I touch like this, my entire body is here. When I touch my finger here, my entire body is here. One sense is alive at once. Then other 5 senses are dead at the moment. Because these senses are very fast, we think all of them work together. But it is our ignorance. This eye is alive when forms are here, when lights are here, when my consciousness is here. When all of those conditions are together, suddenly my eye arises at the moment. Even though I have here, even though a lot of vehicles go here and there, if I have no attention, my ear is dead. One sense is alive at once. And this is not a very simple topic in Buddhism. That's the first thing. As a successful disciple, he should know what the form is completely. The second one, he should understand the characters of persons and himself. When he associates someone, he should know that person's characteristics. Not only he should know others, but he should recognize by himself. He should know himself too. That is very important. And here it is very important thing. Najajja vasalo hoti, najajja hoti brahmano, kammana vasalo hoti, kammana hoti brahmano. Buddha says, by birth, no one is good or bad. No one is in high caste or low caste. By their work, we decide whether they are good or bad. Our birth doesn't decide whether we are good or bad. Our actions decide whether we are good or bad. This is the thing that we understand in this level. Next one, the successful disciple doesn't pick out slice, just picks out slice. It means he doesn't accept sensual, malicious and cruel thoughts. That is the nature of the successful disciples. When negative thoughts come to his mind, he doesn't accept those negative thoughts. As soon as those negative thoughts come to his mind, he is mindful that suddenly those negative thoughts go away. Because now he is practicing mindfulness. He is completely aware of his body and mind. Next, Buddha says, how that successful disciple dresses wound. It means when he has some experiences through his senses, after experience, when he remembers something, he doesn't get anything as permanent.
I have a question. So these negative thoughts, when they arise, we respond to it with a bad emotion or any kind of emotion. That's when we keep sustaining those negative thoughts, right? So we should not get emotional on those thoughts.
Actually, here it is, especially it is emphasized that, when we remember some incident which happened in the past, we don't get something where some defilements arise. That is the nature of this level. For example, when you remember something here which happened in the past, like, if someone blamed someone, then if you remember that thing with ignorance, as soon as you remember that incident, you may get upset.
That's the emotion.
Yes, emotion, it is a bad emotion.
Yeah, bad emotion.
Yes, unmindful emotions. When you remember our meditation here, we practice inside meditation. After you go home, you can remember it. While you are remembering that incident, you can practice the same thing. That doesn't belong to this one, because that you do with mindfulness. And here it means, if some negative thoughts, defilements arise to your mind when you think something which happened in the past, that is the thing it is said here. Yes?
So it's not that if you have a negative thought right now, you start realizing that at that moment it's something to do with the past, negative.
Yes, just now actually always we do the same thing. Always, if we are not in mindfulness, we are in the past or future. Whenever we are mindful, at the moment we are in wisdom. Whenever we are away from mindfulness, it means we are in the past or future with negative thoughts. That is why Buddha says, if you want to overcome these negative experiences which happened in the past, you have to be in mindfulness. If you think that I have to remove those negative experiences by force, actually it is unable to do. If you want to overcome those negative thoughts which happened in the past, you have to be in mindfulness. That is the path. The reason is that forgetting is not a quality in Buddhism. Some teachers, they teach mindfulness. Forget your past, forget your future, live in the present moment. Actually, that is not Buddhism. Buddhism never says us to forget our past or future. The main doctrine that we should practice is that mindfulness. When our mindfulness increases, our memory gradually increases. As the result of practicing mindfulness, an arahant can explain his 500 eons which happened in the past. Memory is not the fault. What is the fault?
Not being mindful.
Yes, not being mindful. That is the fault. If we can overcome unmindfulness, if we are able to live in mindfulness at the moment, we know very well, when someone comes to my mind, immediately I know that now I am reading my mind. You can remember your mom who is departed. If you remember your mom without mindfulness, it means you are unhappy. you have no real peace of mind at the moment. Because as soon as you remember your mom, your mind goes to the previous experience when he was living. Then you can be happy or unhappy. But if you can live in the present moment, at the moment you can remember your mom without negative thoughts, without defilements. That is why Buddha says, when we develop our mindfulness, actually gradually our memory also increases. We always remember our past, which happened in the past with some experiences, whether they are good or bad. We get some signs which happened in the past. Whenever we think, whenever we remember those experiences without mindfulness, it means our mind is fixed in those things and persons with some signs, with some things. That is the thing that we have to remove, overcome. Yes?
I have a question. This happened to me like 4 or 5 years ago when I couldn't breathe. I told Paul to call the paramedics, and he was giving me water and all these things, and I realized if I didn't have oxygen in my mind, that I will lose my memory. So I got mad at him. Right away I realized this is not good. If I die, I have anger in my mind, and he is ignorant of what's happening to me. That's why he's doing all these things. And I started doing loving kindness meditation. So is that mindfulness or?
Actually, mindfulness can be explained in several stages. You know, when you practice loving kindness, that is also one of the wise considerations. But actually that is not the real mindfulness in Buddhism. In next step we will explain mindfulness, okay? Then you can understand. The next one, a successful disciple smokes up pets. What is that? It means, what is the meaning of smoking up pets? It means whatever he learned and practiced, he is ready to explain it to others too. That is the way how we smoke in our pets. It is a very easy thing. Next one, knowing the fault. It means the successful disciple should understand the very senior persons and he should associate with them. That is the thing. From time to time, he should meet the experienced persons who practice, who learned the Dhamma. Next one, he who knows the satisfaction, he is be happy. What is the satisfaction? While he is learning, while he is practicing, he should be enjoy with what he learned, what he practiced. Not only after getting some results. While you are learning. The reason is, if you listening to the real message of the Buddha, at the moment you purify your mind. Negative thoughts don't come to your mind at the moment. Whenever our mind is pure and calm, with positive thoughts, abstaining from negative thoughts, it means we are happy. Whenever we are unhappy, it means our mind is polluted with negative thought, lust, anger and delusion. Whenever we learn the Buddha's real message, at the moment, it is one of the entrances of liberation, vimuttayatana. While you are learning, while you are practicing, while you are experiencing Dhamma, you are happy, you are enjoying. Next, according to Buddhism, what is the trail? Trail is the path that we have to practice, the Noble Eightfold Path. Sammaditthi, right understanding, right thoughts, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness and right concentration. Here, understanding the dependent origination leads to practice everything. Understanding the dependent origination, Patisampada is the forerunner. What is that? Our present thought. Our entire life is the present thought. That present thought it consists with 5 aggregates. Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankhara, Vijnana. This is our entire life. If we can understand this dependent origination, it means we are ready to go on the path of liberation, the Eightfold Path. Next, what is the pastures? Grasslands. The fourfold mindfulness. Here, please listen to me, that mindfulness. As I mentioned before, when we discuss mindfulness, it can be realized in several stages. In the current society, mindfulness is a very famous topic. Many people demand this topic. And they mostly say that, please forget your past and future, live in the present moment. Actually, it is not the real Buddhism. If you want to know mindfulness in Buddhism, you have to know 3 things in mindfulness. What they are? The first one is mindfulness. The second one is mindful meditation. And the third one, the path to mindful meditation. The path to mindful meditation. These 3 things are interrelated in Buddhist mindfulness. Mindfulness, mindful meditation, and the path of mindful meditation. This is very important. If you know only this thing in your entire life, that's enough. What is the mindfulness in Buddhism? The awareness of our body and mind, in short. In details, the awareness of our body, feelings, consciousness and mental formations.
What's a reference for this material?
There is a discourse, Vibhanga Sutta, in Satipatthana Samyutta, in Samyutta Nikaya. I will show you. Vibhanga Sutta, the discourse of Vibhanga in Satipatthana Samyutta, in Samyutta Nikaya. That is why we need good friendship. Sometimes, even though you read entire Buddhism, you don't find this one. Throughout good association, we understand these things. What is the mindfulness? Mindfulness means the awareness of our body, feelings, consciousness and mental formations, living in the present moment. What is the mindful meditation? Actually here, this is concentration meditation, samatha meditation. Mindful meditation means insight meditation. Vipassana bhavana. In great discourse of mindfulness, Buddha says, Kaye kayanupassee viharati, Vedanasu vedanapassee viharati, Dhammesu dhammanupassee viharati, Chitte chittanupassee viharati. Living in forms, feelings, mental formations and consciousness in the present moment. With the awareness of our body, feelings, consciousness and mental formations. That is mindfulness. That is samatha bhavana. In this situation, while we are mindful, sometimes, as you mentioned, we can practice loving kindness. But still we are in the samsaric circle. What is that? Even though you practice loving kindness, you think there is some person outside. That is why you create the world. That is why you practice loving kindness. Thinking some people around you, you spread your loving kindness to them. It is not bad. But you should do it with the understanding of mindful meditation. If you know only loving kindness, you stop in mindfulness in loving kindness. But if you know mindful meditation, you don't stop in this level. That's why Buddha says, Samahito bhikkhave yatha bhutam pajanati. He who concentrates his mind sees the reality as it is, as impermanence. Here, the second level, Buddha says, Samude dhammanupassee viharati, Vaya dhammanupassee viharati. Reflecting on impermanence, thinking, arising and ceasing. Body arises, immediately it ceases. Feelings arise at the moment, cease at the moment. Mental formations arise at the moment, cease at the moment. Consciousness arises at the moment, ceases at the moment. This is mindful meditation. The third one, the path to mindful meditation. What is that? It is the Noble Eightfold Path. These three things are interrelated. Until you know these three things, you don't know even a Buddha appears in the world. That is the thing. The foundation of these three things is that understanding the dependent origination. Understanding the five aggregates. Understanding three characteristics, anicca, dukkha, anatta. Impermanence, unsatisfactoriness or suffering, and egolessness. Understanding the dependent origination leads to understand the Four Noble Truths. Understanding Four Noble Truths and dependent origination leads to practice mindfulness. The dependent origination, Four Noble Truths, and practice in mindfulness are interrelated. Those three things cannot be divided. And next one, the thing, the successful disciples, learned disciples, never milks dry. It means when he associates with other people, he doesn't accept all things that they have. He has a limit. His primary needs are limit. He needs only few things when he practices this Dhamma. Next one, treating senior mendicants or elder monks. It means he should respect. He should respect elders, not only physically elders. Okay, it is a very important thing. When we go to the deeper level, there are 3 ages: physical age, mental age, and spiritual age. We should associate with elders, those who are elder spiritually. Last days we saw that a girl who is less than 4 years explains anicca, impermanence, and Four Noble Truths and dependent origination, who was born in Sri Lanka. She is elder spiritually than we are. That is the thing that we respect here. Here it is very important to understand today. Actually, we discussed a very difficult topic. My English is not enough to explain everything. Actually, I learned a lot of new words in this discourse. However, I tried to do my best. Actually, last week we explained this sutta in Sinhala medium at a home, and later I decided to explain this sutta in English too. That was my effort. And actually, I think again another day we can explain this same discourse when I learn more English and more practice. And however, you have the handout and you can read it and improve your understanding. And finally, all of them can be included into 3 according to my understanding. They are respecting others, understanding the Noble Eightfold Path, and practicing fourfold mindfulness. Even though there are 11 things here, all of them can be included into these 3 things. They are respecting others or associating with others who are elder spiritually than we are, and understanding the Noble Eightfold Path with the understanding of dependent origination and Four Noble Truths, and finally practicing mindfulness, the contemplation of our body, feelings, consciousness, and mental formations. The more we practice mindfulness, the more we are away from greed, anger, and delusion. The more we are away from greed, anger, and delusion, the more we have purified our mind. The more we purify our mind, the more we are happy. The more we have overcome suffering. Finally, according to Buddhism, we have to do only thing that reflecting on impermanence, which happens to our mind every moment. Every moment, our present thought with 5 aggregates arise and ceases at the moment. If we can keep our attention in this reality at the moment, we have overcome the suffering of aging, sickness, death, and rebirth. Whenever, while we are thinking, while we are reflecting on this reality, if we die, our death, our liberation, and our parinibbana happened at the same time. The reason is our mind is not fixed anything or anyone outside. At the moment, we have liberated from everything. For that, Buddha said that make a refuge. What is the refuge that we can make? Living in mindfulness. If you want to live mindfulness, You should know what is mindfulness, mindful meditation, and the path to mindful meditation. If you know these three things, it means your understanding is complete. It means you are ready to go on this path. Buddha says, Janato aham bhikkhave passato asvanam kayam vadami, no ajanato, no apassato. I proclaim the liberation for those who know the path, who see the path. We should have vision and mission. Both of them are very important. Vision without mission is useless. Mission without vision is blind. Both of them are very important. When you go somewhere, first of all, you should know where you are going to. Address you should have. Without address, without knowing the place, if you drive fast, your effort is useless. Even though you know the path, if you don't drive, you don't reach the destination. Both of them are very important. That is why Buddha says, as much as you can, you have to associate with good friends, listening to Dhamma, wise consideration, and practice. These four things help us to develop our wisdom. Associating good friends, listening to Dhamma continuously, reflecting or wise consideration according to what we are listening to, and practice samatha and vipassana, concentration and insight meditation. Day by day, we should increase the duration of practicing concentration and practicing insight meditation, impermanence. This is our real success. That is why Buddha explains, as an intelligent person, as a wise person, the highest qualities that you can practice is that concentration and wisdom. Your real success, our real success depends on the duration of concentration and insight meditation. We should give the priority to go forward on this path. For that, I wish you all the best. Thank you for your 9:30. I'm sorry. Okay, by the power of all these meritorious deeds, may our departed relatives also receive these meritorious thoughts, and may they enhance their samsaric journey, their lives, and finally may they also attain final bliss of liberation. With that intention, let's share these merits with our departed relatives to recite in the Gatha. Idam me ñātenam hotu suketa hontu ñātayo. Idam me ñātenam hotu suketa hontu ñātayo. Idam me ñātenam hotu suketa hontu ñātayo. By the power of all these meritorious deeds, may guardian deities and angels also receive this spiritual energy. May they enhance their divine energy. May they keep their eye on you too. Finally, may they also attain final bliss of liberation. With that intention, let's share these merits with guardian deities and angels too. Akasattha ca bhummattha devānaga mahindikā puññantang anumoditvā cirang rakkantu sāsanam. Akasattha ca bhummattha devānaga mahindikā puññantang anumoditvā cirang rakkantu desanam. Akasattha ca bhummattha devānaga mahindikā puññantang anumoditvā cirang rakkantu tvaṃ sada. By the power of all these meritorious deeds, May you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no problems come to you. May your all righteous wishes meet with success. Finally, may all of us attain final bliss of liberation, Nibbana. Dukkham pantha ca nindukkham, bhayam pantha ca nibbhayam, sokam pantha ca nissokam, honto sambe pipanino. May the triple gem bless you.